Okay, this is Veil's Warning by Broly, aka ExiledKingBroly. So let's give it a look-see, a listen. No, look at that. That was nice. I definitely dig the music. I have some critiques though, and of course they're always said with love. I felt for this video particularly, I don't know if maybe Broly was just trying to get it done, but for some of the shots, like for example, like with Diabolical here, like nothing wrong with Diabolical, love you Diabolical, but I felt like it was just held a little bit too long. It's like we get a good establishing shot as far as the character, you know, what they're going on, how they're like holding a point, defending the tower, what have you. But it just kind of hangs there a little too long. And, you know, and I'll play devil's advocate. I know what it's like when you're working with limited gens, but you want to finish a project. That is something I picked up on right away. I'm not trying to be, you know, too hypercritical, but it does seem like it hung a little bit too long. See, like this one here, I assume this is going to be when Broly kind of like breaks the chains or whatever. It goes on for about a whole 6-7 seconds. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but there's nothing really happening outside of the action. And the same flame transition, you know, going across is, I mean, I dare to say it becomes a little redundant. And, you know, and I'm saying it with love, of course. I mean, I completely get the, you know, what we're trying to establish here, which of course, you know, Broly's here with all his friends, myself included. So thank you. But you know, here we have Apsu as well as Palgara, and it's like we get it established. It just hangs a little bit too long. Now the music is great. That's why I don't mind it too much. And I also understand the want to give everybody, you know, their moment of attention, their moment of light. But it feels to me, and once again, I'm not trying to be an ass, but like things are just kind of dragged out a little bit too long from shot to shot. I think, for example, like right here where we have you know, Broly with the female angel character. Because this goes on for a while, so we could have cut like right here and then have that transition to like over here where he's like stealing the life force of them. And then once he sucks it in, you know, transition back to basically the part where she's like nuzzling up to him, yeah, for protection. It makes more thematic sense from my perspective, as opposed to just having a scene drag on for no reason. Because once again, speaking narratively, it's kind of like, hey, I love this person, I'm going to protect this person. And then over here, it's you can kind of like transition over to where he's killing them or stealing their souls, whatever. And it would kind of show what he's willing to do to protect her. But by the same token, you know, even in the lyric, it says to, you know, to protect her, you know, tear your souls from eternity. But he holds his blade because she doesn't want him to be that way. And I think, you know, just doing a minor cut like that would have really helped this thematically. And, you know, I'll even go to myself in my own cameo because, you know, I guess I should rip on myself, which is great. You know, I really like it, really like it. But even I think this kind of hangs out a little bit too much. It's like, have the scene, you know, where I swing the sword or whatever, but it just kind of hangs after the fact. And once again, I feel bad because I feel like I'm nitpicking, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give honest, constructive criticism. I do also like if this is supposed to be Opted with horns. For some reason, that really hits something nice. I like that quite a lot. I also noticed it very obvious with Absinthe and this fairy girl, which I don't remember her name. Is that just supposed to be like a girl Absinthe or a character? Is that Lady Absinthe? But it just hangs a little bit too much for my taste. Because we get a good, see. like 5 or 6 seconds of it. That's Pixie. Okay, cool. Is that one of your creations? Ah, okay, I get it. I get it. That's cool. I also noticed it again here with Iraqi. It just seems to hang a little bit too long. And once again, you know, Broly, I'm saying this with love, because if I don't say it as a friend, some jackass is gonna point it out as a point of being an asshole, and I'd rather have an asshole be my friend than, you know, some random jackass. But ultimately, I liked, you know, the visuals. I like the flow. I just think maybe you rush it a little bit too much. Because I don't know if you slowed down the video just slightly, or if maybe you were just kind of trying to stretch the scenes out a little bit more. Yeah, she's a companion friend of Carlos. Lore, why she's a sentient chatbot. Oh, that's cool. Awesome, I like that. That is cool. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it was great. Maybe a little bit rushed, but I think this was like a great attempt. And once again, thank you for including me. And I'm not trying to be a total ass and pointing out the critiques, but I want us all to improve as a community, and I think that's where I can definitely help by pointing out some critiques from, you know, when I did broadcasting and stuff. Because if you just have things hang too long for no reason, then it's I don't know, it can feel kind of like a good example of this, which is going to sound off topic, but so I watched The Matrix, was it Revolutions for the first time, where there's some fight scenes in that movie that just seem to go on for fucking ever. And that's when I first was like, I think this should have been done already. But anyways, yeah, this is great, Broly. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the cameo, and I hope my critique helps you improve in future projects.